fifth album, Bloodless, Coup. The title of that album. How long did you have that in mind?
Well, it's not very long. It was. We never start an album with the title in mind. It generally has kind of come to us.
You should try that next time.
In a mirage.
Like a prog rock album.
Like My Love Pump.
Yeah.
What's that going to sound like?
It's a blank canvas.
It's a line from a song called The Trailing Skirts of God, which goes, I've drifted far from you in this bloodless coup. And I suppose it, we never again start records with a sort of a theme, certainly lyrically a theme in mind, and I think we'd often start with a kind of sonic palette in mind, or sort of a direction that the process should go in. The themes generally sort of come from finishing the group of songs and then taking a step back, and I think with this one, again, it wasn't a conscious thing while making the record, but there was a certain sort of taking stock as men of a certain age, and being at a kind of stage in life when firstly you kind of realize that you'll never play professional football or do some of the boyhood dream stuff, but are okay with that, and also kind of being at a certain a stage in life when you and your friends are having children, but you also a lot of some people who are losing parents, so that sort of cycle of life is very much in your face. So it's the idea of a bloodless coup being a kind of momentous change, but without any sort of massive drama. The kind of change that kind of sneaks up on you, and you sort of have to take a step back, and you just from doing that you kind of realize that it's happened.
Yeah, because with all the things happening in North Africa and the Middle East, it sounds very up to date.
Unfortunately, there's blood spilt there, so it's kind of crazy, the timing.
Because those things that happen in your life, that changes. Is this only since this album that you started thinking about such personal things, or was this that slowly sneaks into your life?
Again, I think it's a sort of drip sort of it's a thing that's evolved and kind of presented itself now.
When did you start realizing that you wanted to write about something like that? Was there a certain spark? Or?
I mean, again, there's certain songs that touch on it, and there's certain there's songs that don't touch on that at all. And songs that do would be, there's a song called 4 Minute Mile, which is, again, I'll never run a 4-minute mile. It's all downhill from here, sort of thing. A song called Sugar High, which I suppose is about sort of, in some ways it's specific to Ireland, but it's also quite a kind of global phenomenon of people suffering because of others messing with money in a way that shouldn't have been done. There's also a song called Night Watchman, which again is about that sort of, watching a loved one go through something that's pretty momentous and involves sort of being there for a parent at the end of their life. So, they're all, songs do, most of the songs do touch on change in some sort of shape or form, so they're not, it wasn't something that we set out to write about. They just sort of, looking at the body of work is kind of happens to be that thread.
Is it just you thinking out loud, or maybe is it something you can yeah, maybe connect with as well, and the rest of the band maybe as well, or is it just Paul that is thinking about such stuff at the moment?
Well, the one song that where I more overtly put pen to paper is a song called "Built to Last," and it's similar, you know, kind of vein. And it's funny how, I mean, it was Paul that kind of spotted the thread, and the team haven't written the majority of the stuff. But, you know, that's, you know, another song about the kind of fragility of of man, but also the kind of how strong human spirit can be. And it's about a song about a friend who luckily came back from the brink of self-destruction, and it's, you know, when you're a kid, just the life is obviously very different, and I think that's part of the process of you know, you changing and the world around you changing, and just being subjected to, you know, very monumental, heavy issues like that, where either you watch like friends rise to the occasion and be there for, you know, a dying parent or something, or you watch somebody rise to the occasion and actually, you know, just showing real spirit, and so it's, you know, arguing whether we are or whether we're not built to last, you know.